Hello and you're welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to you know change your screen mode. So what you do is that you go to view and then you find view right above there. When you get on there, you click on view and then you can switch your screen mode from to different mode. We have the normal, we have the preview, and can as well switch it to bleed. You can change it to slug. You can change it as well to um presentation. Okay, so the presentation gives a full screen effect. All right, so I'm just gonna show you an example of how that works. Let's see if we can access the file which is on my desktop. This is a journal I planned quite a few number of years ago. Let's see if we can access it. Yeah, click on this and then that hopefully that should open up. I know that it should pop up some errors possibly. All right, there you go. Interestingly, it's yeah, we're just gonna skip all of these font issues, and then it stopped where I stopped actually. All right, so this is what it looks like. If you have this like a journal, and this is the out style of the journal. So I'm just gonna stay here and I'll show you the effects of those view. So in a view mode, if you're working with large documents, you want to use different mode. For example, you can your preview. When you click on preview, it sort of changes the way it displays. You see that it's now showing it in full mode. If I change that again, my view mode to split, it's sort of change how it appears too in terms of the quality. And then we have another, there's not much of difference between that this last two. We have the slug modes too. You may not see much of the difference in this instance. For you to zoom in and out, you can use command plus minus. So that's what I'm using. Plus is to zoom closer and minus to zoom out. So this is what it looks like. Now, another thing similar to the screen mode is the display performance. If you're working with a large document, it's good that you use the fast mode. It sort of make things easier. It's a bit lighter. It's consume less power, less graphics power, and then you can of course make it high quality. It shows to render all of the images. Let's assume we have. I'm not sure I have images on this. Let me see. Do I have any image and photo? If you have photos, there is a particular the preview mode sort of turn off the photos and it doesn't render the photos. I'm not sure I have photos here. I don't have photos here. Yeah, if I add photos, it works well with table too. Let's go to a table, which is we've passed the table anyway. But let's go back there. Let's go back to a table. Yeah, look at this table now. It's looking all clear, all good here, right? Oh, and you see that this is lagging a bit because the document is sort of heavy. So I'm just gonna come here and say display performance, make it fast. You see that it makes it fast, and then it cover off any graphics, anything that would demand high power. It covers it up so that you don't have to you don't have to how do I call it now, consume much power doing what you can do faster and wasting more time with that. So I hope that sort of give you a clear insights. Okay, that's the normal mode displays artwork in the standard window with all visible grids and guides showing non-printing objects. And what that means is that it shows you a clean mode. The preview modes display or artwork as if they were your output with all non-printing elements suppressed. The grays, the guides, and all of those things hidden. And it sets the preview background color to the defined preference. And the bleed mode sort of give you the display of how the artwork appears if it were like the final output. So don't forget to put these things to mind. All right, and then the slug mode displays all the artwork as if they are the output. The only difference is that it is a document slug in this case. So printing elements within the documents slug area are showing. So the presentation mode is like when you're presenting to somebody. So then we have the status bar, which I've mentioned earlier. If you look at this document now, right below it, I'm just gonna zoom that a bit in for you so you to see. I'm gonna make that big. You see that there are some errors here. They were not intentionally left to be error, but they are truly errors in the documents. So okay, let's see that. Look at down here. You can see there are 338 errors, and this might be because most of the links, because I'm just opening it on this PC since about 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4 years, let's say, or even up to 4 years. So some of the files like table images are missing. That's why it's showing the error. So I need to link those errors and fix them. So you can click on to unview the error and start having taken a look at how you can fix those errors. Okay, that's the function and the advantage of having the status bar. The control panel overview, you can go to Windows, and then if you're on Windows, if you're on Mac, you still go to Windows and then you go to Control. So Windows and then oh yeah, there you go, Windows, and then you go to Control here. So you can toggle it on, you can toggle it off. So it was off, I toggled it off, so I'm just going to turn it on again. So I have the control panel turned on again. So the control panel, what does it do for you? It provides easy access to options, to command of or related panels for selected pages. It is initially docked at the top, but you can dock it anywhere. You can move it anywhere. You can move the control panel anywhere, and anywhere. Yeah, you can move it anywhere. So you can see that it has disappeared. It's originally at the top. When I turn it back on, you see that it comes back on. So I can move it anywhere by clicking on this. You can see that. I can decide to move it to the bottom. See, that is now at the bottom. So I'll just take it back to where it is. You can put it on the left, on the right, anywhere you so desire, depending on what you can. And eventually you can save your own workspace. You can save your workspace. I've just docked it back where it was by default. And then we have the frame sizes, positioning. You can do all of those things here. So we'll get to talk more about all of these things. So there's what they call contextual menu. Contextual menu shows and it pops off at the bottom. For example, when I click out, when I'm not doing anything, you see that it disappears. The moment I click on an object, it shows, and the contextual menu is what you see right below. Let's see that. Let me bring that to your view. That's a pop-up. It comes up as a pop-up, so you need to see it as one. So I'll share this, and then you see that this is the contextual menu. This is the contextual menu. Okay, that's the contextual menu. So in Mac OS, you don't have two button mouse. You can display the contextual menu by pressing the control key as you click on the mouse. When you click it, control, yeah, it will always come up. So to always come up, control key as you click on the mouse. And you can always change preference color scheme. If you don't like this gray look, you can go, if you're on Windows, you can go to your preference, choose edit, and then you can edit. And if you are on Mac, you can just go click on your InDesign. In there, you go to preference, and then you can click on appearance. Just go to general, so you have access to most of those things. When you go on there, you can edit your interface, appearance of black, blah blah blah, and all of those things. Yeah. So if, for instance, I'm interested in changing from, changing my interface, so I'll go to interface and I'll choose a dark theme. So it darkens my, if I like to use white, it changes to white, gray, dark gray, and dark. I like this. Now keep this. Okay, looks good. All right, that's how it's sort of work. Okay. What else do you need to know here? We have the match paste to theme color and all of those things. There are many things you can change depending on what you feel like doing. It's about customizing it for your own knowledge. So this is where I'll stop in this particular video. Looking forward to continue in the next video. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video.